One day I'm going to figure out how long that intro is. Probably around episode 27. Well, no, it's not going to be 27. I did do quite good at English. Episode 25, because there's no 26. Anyway, episode 12. Anyway, Russ and Mum is them. Hope you're all safe and well. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, hitting the bell icon so you're made of any time we put new content on. As always, we'd like to thank our lovely channel sponsors. Bosh, there they are. Untuck it. Check them out in the description below. It's episode F. Episode F of the Noble Era. How exciting for everybody. We've currently done, we're up to 72 players so far have played with Mark Noble during his 17 years at West Ham. Obviously, next year will be his 18th, unfortunately, final. Sadly, his final season as a West Ham first teamer. So we're going through every player that he's played with at West Ham. Not in chronological order, but alphabetical order. A lot easier. So we've had A, we've had B, we've had C, we've had D, we've had E. Can anyone guess what episode we're on now? Today's episode is brought to you by the letter F. If I'm very good, I could be able to put that almost at the end of the pen. Episode F. Now, there's 13, unlucky for some, 13 players who have played with Mark who have who are basically episode F, who have this surname beginning with the letter F. God, dear, it's been it's we've always got a long weekend coming up soon, haven't we? 2 long weekends. 2 4-day weeks. Looking forward to it. Anyway, and the clocks go back as well, which is even nicer. Anyway, we digress as we always do. Let's start top of the pile. Number 1. Our number 1, our current number 1, he'll be with us for the next year as well, having signed a contract extension recently. Lucas Fabianski. Lucas Fabianski, at the time of recording, 90-odd appearances, I think 92 appearances, 93 appearances, something like that. Obviously, no goals, so it's part of his game he pressed to work on, to be honest. But, yeah, the Fab. He's Fab, and he? Fabianski is Fab. So he's in. Player 73. Player 73, your time is up. Next one is a youth team player. He only made a handful, 3 appearances for the club. Matheus Fanimo. Do you remember Matheus Fanimo? Again, didn't score for the club, but made 3 first team appearances. To be honest, that's 3 more than me. What we would do to trade to be of Matthias's Matthias's feet and shoes in terms of playing for the Claret and Blue. So 3 appearances for Matheus Fanimo. Next one is the first one today who we've had on the channel. He was was it the TGV or the TGF? Le TGV or le TGV? The French train, the really, really quick one. He was our bustling winger, good enough to play for Real Madrid, this boy. Julien Forbear, 121 appearances, 2 goals. Absolutely legend of a bloke. Such a lovely man as well. And obviously injury ravaged. He was the first player I remember when, obviously now when someone says, we're going to sign this guy or interested in this guy, you go on YouTube and you look at his clips. He was the first one that I remember looking at, thinking this guy is rapid, and literally signed him. Then they went away, Switzerland, I think it was, in terms of the pre-season, did his Achilles in or something like that, and that was it, pretty much for him, to be honest. But still loved him. Next one, part of the Allardyce era, I believe. Strong, commanding centre-back, Abdoulaye Faye, 29 appearances, no goals for the club. Solid. Don't remember him making many mistakes. I think he ended up playing a lot of games for Hull, if I remember. He was at Bolton with Allardyce before, wasn't he? Before he came to West Ham. So Abdoulaye Faye. Next one, a man who should have been king. He should have been king at West Ham. Our little Moroccan wizard. He was Moroccan, wasn't he? Yeah, Moroccan wizard. Sofiane Feghouli. Oh, I loved him. 27 appearances, 4 goals. Was so excited when we signed him because he was playing a lot of FIFA. He was like always a cheap one you could get, a cheap player who was skillful. He was absolutely brilliant. And when he played, he was really exciting. There's certain players, I think, who I wish kicked on a bit more. I wish he'd kicked on a bit more. I wish Andre Ayew would have kicked on a lot more as well. Do you know what I mean? So he was one of them. And obviously no one had heard of him where he'd gone until he had a fight with Da Costa in Superliga, and I think Da Costa got sent off for that. I think he's at Feghouli at Galatasaray, isn't he now? I think so. Next one, as Bobby would say, Rio's brother, Anton Ferdinand. We've had Anton on the channel. Absolutely lovely bloke, salt of the earth. Loves West Ham. 163 appearances, 5 goals, including that volley. That volley. You don't even say anything about the goal, the volley, and everyone knows exactly what it was. Fantastic goal, fantastic player, and a lovely bloke. Next one, another guy who just didn't get to the stage where I think he could have got to. He ended up playing 49 appearances. He scored 1 goal. I believe that was against Chelsea, I want to say. Edmilson Fernandes. Do you remember Edmilson? Swiss. He was a command. There was a period of time where I think he was first choice, wasn't he? He was getting picked as a first choicer. And again, never really kicked it on to the next level, did he? Unfortunately, Edmilson. And I think he's in Italy now. I think so, Florentino or something like that. Next one, the first one of the Carl brothers. No, sorry, the Fletcher brothers. First one's Ashley Fletcher. 20 appearances, 1 goal. Again, just didn't get to the next level, did he? And just couldn't become this sort of goal threat. Obviously, we got him he signed from Man United. He was out of contract, wasn't he? We got him from Man United. So, there was obviously interest about that, but just didn't get to the next level, did he? Bless him. And secondly, his brother from another mother, Carl Fletcher. 53 appearances for the club, 3 goals. Dependable, solid, would just get the work done, wouldn't he? He would just put his head down and have a go. And that's what I love about certain players who do that. Him, Mullins, Butler, just those guys who just do the grafting, and he'd always do that. And when he wasn't playing, you'd notice it. Next one was our Portuguese centre-back. I was so excited when we signed him because he was blinding at Southampton. Absolutely blinding at Southampton. Jose Fonte. 24 appearances, no goals. Part of that weird time where we had like Jose, we had Arbeloa as well, didn't we? Who was too good for us and only lasted 3 months. But Jose just didn't do it, did he? Just did not do it. So frustrating because he was such a good player. And he was a good player at Palace as well. He was always really solid. Next one is a player who I think is the most underrated player currently on West Ham's books. He is the glue which holds the team together. I think he really is. I think there's a reason why we didn't play as well as we did against Man United and also Arsenal as well, to be fair. This man wasn't playing. The fornicator, Pablo Fornals. Currently, he's played 67 games for the club already, 7 goals, and he's a bundle of energy that you need in your team. I can't wait for him to get back because I think he'll make a huge difference for the club and a huge difference for the team. You got Rice and Souček definitely, but he's the third the third leg of the bar stool. I don't know what I'm saying, but I think his influence on the team in terms of an energy perspective is really underrated. The next one. Now, I used to like this bloke. He was a striker. He played 23 times for the club, scored 5 goals. Solid up front, was really solid. Guillermo Franco. Oh, I liked Guillermo Franco. He was my type of player. As I said, solid. He was a unit, and he was really skillful. He'd hold up the ball really well as well. Wasn't blistering paced, but he didn't need to be. He was brilliant. I liked Guillermo Franco. Wish he'd played a lot more games for us. And then finally, another current West Ham player. 3 Fs in the team currently. A man who's having a slight renaissance, I think, in his West Ham career. Moyes is Moyesifying him into this sort of right winger rather than necessarily a right fullback, and it's Ryan Fredericks. So far he's played 58 times for the club, 3 goals, scored a banger the other day, didn't he? And I think there's a lot more to get into from Ryan Fredericks from a pace perspective, particularly. He's doing almost what he did with Masuaku, where Masuaku wasn't isn't a defender really by trade. He's more an attacking threat, and pace is key. And Ryan Fredericks has got it in absolute abundances. We know that. So that's the Fs. That's the Fs. There's no Fs left. We've done all the Fs, F and L. So that was 13 Fs. We're currently up to number 85. 85 in terms of the number of players so far we've gone through who Mark Noble has played for. And next episode will probably be the Gs. Maybe we'll couple it up with the H's, because there's not a lot of G's. There's only 3 G's. Yeah. Only 3G, not 4G or 5G. I suppose we could have done that joke with anyway. But anyway, we'll look forward to that. Anyway, hope you have a good rest of the day. Take care, everyone. Stay safe. Wash those hands. Get those jabs when you get your appointments. Come in your wines, and I'll see you again very, very soon. Take care, everyone. Much love. Thanks for joining me.